Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 13th of December. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, this is the mellow edition as we work towards the last edition next week.
We call it the penultimate, Phil. This is the penultimate edition, not the final, the penultimate. And looks like you're starting to get a little bit weary, Phil. The year is coming to the end. And
feeling the pain today.
There's nothing pre-done on this show, but I've got to tell you, it took us 3 takes for Phil to get the start going. So a little bit rusty, the old Phil.
Oh, it's nothing to do
on
with rusty, Gary. It's just I'm feeling the pain from the weekend.
Yep.
Had a massive Sunday and
you did have a good Sunday.
I left home on Sunday at 10 a.m. I got back home at 6:15.
Yeah.
There was not a break. There was not a sit down. There was not a coffee. But it was a good day.
It's good for you.
And
hard work's good for you. Never killed anyone.
I've got to tell you, when I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, which is in pain, I actually love that pain, pain of success.
Yeah. Well, that's why you've been a friend of mine all these years, because you really do love and gravitate towards pain, don't you?
Well, I know how to absorb pain, Gary.
Exactly right.
Having said that, talking of pain, I think the industry felt some pain across the weekend, as did we, because
what's going on?
58%, Gary, was the industry average. Yeah. And I can't say we smashed the industry average. No. I can't say we were less than the industry average. We were 19 from 33, which gives us 58%.
We met the industry. We were average. So no boast music this week. That was it. We just actually were average. We actually met the same result as the rest of the industry. So now and then, we can go and mix it with the others, Phil. It's okay. We don't have to always be so, superior and so ahead of the game.
Then, Gary, we are average.
Well,
Mr. and Mr. Average, they call us this week.
I had a big musical week on the weekend, Phil.
Because did you go to Billy Joel, did you?
I went and saw Billy Joel, which you would have loved,
Wow.
because you often sing and hum Billy Joel songs.
I love Billy Joel.
Should have got you there. The person I went with, actually, we were talking about us and you, and he said, "Isn't Phil a lot older than us?" This is one of our contemporaries, which I thought...
and who was that? Who are you referring to?
I won't say. I'll tell you later on.
No,
but
you can put that
I'm not going to put that person on there.
Put that idiot's name up.
No, I'm not going to do that. But he really did genuinely think you're a lot old, which was probably a bit surprising. But anyway, I just thought you should probably just know that you're not as youthful and as glamorous as you sometimes consider yourself to be.
Do you know what I know? I'm not youthful. Glamorous, though, I would certainly argue the point.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Billy Joel at 73 is still rocking out the hits. I read in The Age on Monday, they did a review of the concert and said, on balance, for a 73-year-old bloke, he's still hitting the high notes, although they did say with a remarkable amount of difficulty.
And support. No, he was very good, and in fact, he's one of the he's a showman, and as a showman, he's into self-deprecating humour, is what
yes,
which is what this show's all about.
Self-deprecating
humour, and he said at the start of the show, in his Brooklyn, New York, I got some good news and some not so good news. The good news is I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is I haven't had a hit since 1993. And that's all I'm playing tonight. The good news is I haven't had a hit since 1993, and that's all I'm playing tonight. So, but I've never seen the MCG with so many people. You couldn't get out of this. 70,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
Went and saw him. Apparently, he just came to Melbourne, for one night.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that's right or not, but anyway, quite experienced. Good on you, Billy Joel. But I can't tell you, I enjoyed.
What was the ticket? How much was the ticket?
I think it was about $230 or something a ticket, and it wasn't the best. You've worked out how much profit you made. That's what he does. He doesn't work out the ticket price to see how much I paid or we paid. He works out. He's already doing a balance sheet. He's taking the costs away. He's taking the promotional costs. He's got the band. He's worked out all the figures. This is so typical.
Do you know what the revenue from that one concert is?
$1.4 million.
No. The revenue is $18 million. $18
million, is it?
Let me just do the numbers again. 250 by 73,000, right, equals $18,250,000. Now, look, there's no question there are some expenses.
Well,
right? So that $18,250,000, like $250,000 worth of expenses for sure, right? But hang on a second. Could you buy drinks and right?
Hot dogs and pizzas and drinks? Hang on, what about all of the people we were with? She bought a T-shirt, a Billy Joel T-shirt, merchandise as well. So I've got to tell you, Billy, it's a pretty good business. It beats real estate, I reckon, doesn't it?
Mind you, Billy would have been complaining all the way to Australia, saying, "Look, it's so far to get there." And secondly, it's in Oz dollars.
Exactly
was it in Australian dollars that you just mentioned to me, or it was
exactly? It wasn't so
good
for Billy.
Poor Billy has to fly all the way back on that private jet.
Exactly right. Whereas, Phil, when I saw Skyhooks on Thursday night, the old Skyhooks at the Memorial Hall, I think it was Wednesday night,
and the tickets there were $2.50.
$45, but that's because we've got the best seats in the house, 35 otherwise. I think that those guys had no expenses. So do you reckon they're ahead, or do you reckon Billy Joel beat them? I'm not sure. But I tell you, they were great Skyhooks if you like them. Yeah.
It's pretty phenomenal. Like Billy Joel is one of the world's greatest songwriters in the history of modern songs. But $18 million gig, it's not bad. No, if somebody said
it's worth getting off the plane.
If somebody said, look, you're going to have to work a day next year, but that day's going to have an $18 million.
But look, you've got a few expenses. You might walk away with 15 mil or whatever it might be. Anyway, good luck to him. He is a legend.
If there's anybody from the MCG watching this, we are curious. Like, what does it cost to rent? Like, if you think about it, like we go to hotels, we go to cafes, we have a fairly modest existence, Gary. But if we wanted to hold a function at the MCG
let's just say
and take the entire place
for the audience,
what would it cost?
For the audience of maybe GPTV, if we decided everyone that was around the world that wanted to watch got invited to anyone that watches GPTV around the world came to the MCG. I don't know if we'd quite get 71,000. We might get 71 people, but if we had to hire the venue?
Yeah, what would it cost, viewers? What would it cost to rent the MCG together with all of the security and all of the associated costs? I still think that one show was profitable.
I think so. Why didn't you come to Billy Joel? Because you knew he was playing. You like Billy Joel.
Do you know what?
You love him.
Because I love music.
What happened to you?
No.
You were a young, spirited
I play music
fellow.
All the time. I love music. And,
you do. Where would the world be without music?
It's always playing, and Billy Joel's is a favourite, and I'm always playing it. But I've got to tell you, personally, I've never liked going to concerts because unless you've got the best seat in the house,
and we didn't,
right?
No, nowhere near it.
You're kind of looking at a screen. Yeah. The music, the sound is pretty good, but not as good.
No, this time was really, because I've been there before seeing Madonna and it was on sound delay. This time was very good.
I'm not sure what the excitement is of seeing a minuscule little person.
And he's little.
Yeah, well, he's a little guy
on top of big little,
from a distance. I'm not sure what the point is, but that's
anyway, it was pretty amazing. So well done to Billy Joel. But live music, Phil, you've got to get back into it because there was a time where you would go and see the odd band.
I love
concert.
live music when it's in an intimate setting, right? Where you can actually.
Well, this was intimate.
No, but if you can actually, like where the camera person is now, where Dom is. If Dom was singing now, that would be a great connection. But if Dom now was really down at Kooyong Road. Yeah. Right.
It's a bit further.
And on the screens, there is Dom singing on the screens, but he's down at Kooyong Road. I don't see the point in buying that ticket.
The people who bought us a ticket said, we're on the first elevated bit. So we thought we'd be quite close. We didn't realise that the first elevated bit is like right back on the nosebleeds. But look, still quite an experience. And well done to him because he's quite an extraordinary man to be at that age, Phil. Still performing, getting the high notes. He said at one stage, when I wrote this music and sang it in my 30s, I didn't expect to be doing it 30 years later. Yeah. And he was sort of praying to hit the high notes, which he did.
I'll tell you about a good concert that we did go to see, and you were there. In fact, I think we bought this for you for your birthday many years ago.
It's been a while since you bought something for me.
Well, that's true, because after the cost of that, I thought, no, I'm done with buying you a birthday present. But we did take you to Burt Bacharach at the Hamer Hall.
Yeah, he was in his 80s then.
For me, that's a great concert because at least you can see and it's an intimate setting. And Burt Bacharach was well into his 80s.
Yeah, he's still around.
Having said that, there were people standing on either side of him as he was sitting at the piano just in case he fell off.
That's right, exactly right. Yeah.
But he was terrific.
He was. Oh, anyway, and Skyhawk's crew, I've got to tell you, I had a look behind it because they were dancing. These are the old Sharpies of the 70s. Yeah. And of course, you go to a concert, you think it's going to be, pretty. I looked around, I thought, and they sung "All My Friends Are Getting Married." I think it was more like "All My Friends
Are Dying."
No, "All My Friends Are Getting Zimmer Frames." Because there was a lot of there was a big disabled sort of slow area out there. So for the oldies, But anyway, Phil, we're not getting any younger. We're not looking any younger, but Gary, we still have the energy for GPTV.
Can we talk for good goodness sake, about the real estate market, because whilst we sold 58% of our
We're trying
properties,
to distract the viewers, not to talk about
let's
that.
just address it, Gary. Interestingly, we sold a lot of property across all the different price points, including a number of sales in excess of 3 million. So I would say to you is, whilst the percentage of sales, it's not a great number.
No, not exciting.
But when we look across all of the different product types that we did sell, there was there was a great cross section of property. There was competitive bidding. I did an auction, for example, that you're going to tell me whether it's disclosed or undisclosed. I'm referring to Bundeera Road, which was
undisclosed,
which is undisclosed, unfortunately. But we sold that well in excess of our quote range, and on top of it with competitive bidding.
But not many did go that way, as you know. But some did.
Come on,
some did. Well, you can't have the in the interest of transparency. And then I talk about transparency. You go, but don't be so transparent about that. It was not the best weekend. But Phil, I got to say, there's some great buys out there. I mean, I look at this house at 17 Laura Street, for example. We'll put it up on the screen. I mean, that's going to be somewhere 1.4-ish for a freestanding house, a period home, and a good block of land. That's a screaming buy. There was one in Brighton East in Cummins Road, again around 1.4 for a good block of land with a good house. These are great buys.
Grove, for example,
under
with an
2 million.
price of $1,995,000 on almost 600 square metres of land, Gary, opposite a park.
Look, I've just got a message for buyers. What the bloody hell are you waiting for? Get out and buy, because there's some good, screaming good buys out there, Phil. Screaming. Can we get some screaming sound?
Yep, some screaming sound. There it was. Excellent.
Thank you. We need some scream, because there are some screaming good buys.
So, viewers, what's going to happen is that the properties that got passed in last weekend and whatever gets passed in this weekend, you'll find that there'll be a frenetic activity through late December into early January, where a lot of those properties, they will not sit around. They will not wait. They will not wait for those of you that just want to sit around opening Christmas presents and kissing under the mistletoe and eating glue, drinking
and having
glue
bonbons
and waiting for Santa to come down the fireplace, the
jokes
chimney.
about the Rudolph and exactly right. The concept, exactly right. We've had enough of. Let's just get to work and sell, and you can buy some great properties. And I've got to say, Phil, the number of listings coming through next year, it's not so exciting. So you think buyers, we're going to get something cheaper and better and more selection next year. I don't think so, honey. I think you've got to move on it right now. Anyway, let's talk about Allenby, because Phil, we both had some twilight auctions. We've got more coming up, but I was fortunate enough to auction 3 at 7 Allenby Grove in Brighton East, which sold for $805,000. It was called to auction. It's sort of quite late in the piece still. We just said, look, it's here now. Let's do it. So well done to the vendors of that property. Philip, 4 Logan Avenue, did not sell at auction, but within moments it sold afterwards. And congratulations to buyer and seller there. Sold for $2,450,000. It's, that Ormond pocket, Phil. There's a lot of good houses and valuable houses there.
Do a lot of work around there, Gary.
60 Filbert, that was one of your auctions.
Yes.
The price is a disclosed amount of $2,550,000 over reserve. Tell us about that.
Sold well in excess of the reserve price there, Gary. Having said that, a really great house. It was a renovated 80s cathedral ceiling home where the current owners had gone right through, done the kitchens and the bathrooms, put new timber floors down. We had a beautiful day, and interestingly, they've got this incredible lounge dining room with concertina doors on both the north end and the south end, and we had both those all those doors open. There was a festive atmosphere, and 2 buyers absolutely got stuck into it. Still, while they set a high price for it, great buying, because a really beautiful home.
Fair enough. 1 at 60 Estar Road was competitive. Philip sold well above the range. There's a few that sold above the range. Many sold within it. Probably most sold within it. But that one was sold for, well, I can't say the figure, but, well over the range.
Quote range there was $750 to $825.
Phil,
did sell with an 8 in front of it, but well towards the
high 8s,
number 9.
Yeah. Phil, 350 Alma Road. Well, I had some fun seeing you at that auction. Congratulations to the most delightful family that bought that home. Delightful family sold it as well. Yes. And that's a beautiful home, isn't it? What a beautifully constructed home.
Incredible.
Solid brick.
Incredible.
And I did mention this to the buyer who wasn't aware, Phil, but that is in what section of Alma Road, Philip?
The Paris end of Alma Road. It's very hard at the Paris end of Alma Road, Gary, to actually even get a park, because there's all of these bicycles with pretty French men and pretty French women with berets, with the baguettes in the basket.
I know. It happens all the time.
I mean, you've got to love Australia, don't you? I mean, Australia is the greatest nation for taking the piss.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
if you think about it, Alma Road stretches all the way from Brighton Road, which is St Kilda Road, if you like, all the way up to Dandenong Road. And yet somehow people like Gary and I have managed to say that there is a Paris end of Alma Road, which is essentially from Kooyong Road up to Dandenong Road. Is. Now, when we think about it, there are beautiful quality homes there, Gary. There's in fact at the end there is probably a $40 million house.
Yes, that's with the tower. I've been in that tower. We've been in that tower.
So have I, Gary.
Seen the view.
So, but as you drive along Kooyong Road, Alma Road from Kooyong Road. I'm not sure there is anything French about that.
You're missing the point. I think it's been lost on you.
We do call it the Paris end of Alma Road.
It's reminiscent of the Champs-Elysees, Philip. It's very...
there's a Paris end of Collins Street. I mean,
exactly right.
What is French about Collins Street?
Yeah, well,
nothing.
I'm not quite sure.
It's not even a French restaurant.
Not even a French, but look, I don't know how you managed to do the auctions in French, perfect French as well. A lot of the buyers don't understand what's going on. But anyway, the Paris end of Alma Road awaits for those that want to live there, and that is the second sale we've made this week. Well, the other one's a quiet sale, but that's the second sale we've made in the Paris end of Alma Road. So congratulations to the buyer and seller there. They will be working on their French now to make sure they can speak and converse with the neighbours in the right language. Philip, 8 at 138 Balaclava Road. Well, look, this is the beauty of auction, isn't it? Because sometimes, there are auctions and people question auction. They say, no, I want to go private sale, expression of interest. And of course we do both well, and we do it off-market sales as well, like the other one in Alma Road. Yes.
But
the beauty of auction, and it can only happen at auction, is this particular property on Balaclava Road. I think we could share with the viewers, it wasn't looking like it was going to actually fly at auction necessarily, but gee, Phil, you had 2 strong bidders grinding away, got it sold. And 2 delightful bidders too, by the way.
Absolutely. And you're right, because ultimately if that had been a private sale, Gary, there wouldn't have been the emotion, there wouldn't have been the excitement.
Or the deadline,
There wouldn't have been the call to action.
That's right.
So
the trumpet.
What happens with
the auction trumpet.
Thank you.
Can we get an auction trumpet?
We can probably get one.
I'd love an auction trumpet. I think we should get one.
Well,
a bugle.
Let's go
auction
above
bugle.
and beyond, not only an auction trumpet, but an auction trumpeter.
An auction trumpeter.
So can you imagine? You know how that with the royals, right before the royals come, there's the band that starts to do whatever a trumpeter happens to do. Imagine if we got 6 trumpeters, Gary, not just one, but 6 trumpeters. You know how you not only have the trumpet, but you have the flag underneath the trumpet.
You need the flag.
We need a Gary Piran Associates coat of arms.
Yeah, you do. It's high time we did that.
And we could have, before the auction starts, and before, particularly me, Gary, because I'm quite regal.
Oh, you are.
Imagine if the trumpeters trumpeted, and then I arrived.
Exactly right. It sounds good. I think that's our new auction style for 2023.
I'm pretty sure no one in Victoria has done this yet, Gary.
I know that there were some bagpipes a little while ago. There was a few auctions that were done in Camberwell, and someone had the bagpipes.
Now, I'm going to alienate.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
All of our Scottish
you can't
listeners.
do that. We've got so many Scottish clients.
Have you ever, every time I hear the bagpipes play, I've got to tell you, in my opinion, and to my ears, that is... Well, it's not a musical instrument, and anybody that calls the bagpipes a musical instrument, it's an absurdity. There is nothing pleasant about listening. Like, would you listen to the top 20 bagpipe hits of 2022?
I would.
You just wouldn't.
I would. I love a good bagpipe, I've got to say, Phil.
It's terrible.
No, you need that.
Terrible.
Anyway,
what is it with the Scottish people?
They like their bagpipe, they like the kills, they like the dancing, the up and down, the whole
you think about of all of the musical instruments, and we don't have to be talking about sophisticated orchestras, Gary. We could be just talking about bongo drums or drummers from central Papua New Guinea, where they haven't seen westernized society and haven't
deep in the bushes, in the middle of nowhere.
That you would listen to before you listen to bagpipes.
I don't know. I think the bagpipes are getting a rough run on the show here. I'm a bagpipe guy from way back, Phil, from the family from way back. Love the bagpipes.
If you've got a bagpipe song that if you can call it, I don't know, if you can call it a bagpipe
tune.
Song, but if you've got a bagpipe tune that is your favourite, that you think will sway my opinion, please send it in.
So send it in, and we'll open the show next week with your. We're going to do a film. So just send us your bagpipe.
If we like that song, we will get a bagpipe person, if that's what you call a bagpipe player.
Bagpipe player. Artist. bagpipe artist, Phil. We're going to get the
bagpipe artist in to open the show.
Yeah, there's plenty. They're wandering around Caulfield everywhere. You see them in the park, you see them down the pub all the time. They're big in Caulfield. Anyway, that's enough about the nonsense with the bagpipes. But if you do send it, we're going to send in your bagpipe tune. We're going to play it at the start of the show.
Please don't.
Although no, I want you to. And by the way, the great competition, we're going to really launch this next week because we've sort of played around with it a bit. But we're going to announce the date, the closing date. We're going to announce. But send in your photo, your Gary Peer photo.
Your summer photo.
Your summer Gary Peer property-related photo. Phil, somebody wrote to us about their bar. I'm not quite
ridiculous
sure.
edition, this one.
Yeah, someone said that there's a Magic Beer Garden and we left it off the best bar list.
Oh, yes.
Was it, do we leave it off
actually,
in the peer review?
I've got a bit of a bone to pick.
Oh, is that a beef?
Yeah, this is kind of a bit. Look, Rob has sent us in. Hi there. You seem to have left Chapel Street Cellars and their Magic Beer Garden off your best bars list. Perhaps our little 177 patron bar bottle shop, established in 2005, could make future lists. Cheers, Rob. So, Rob's referring to the last edition of the peer review, Gary, where we reviewed ad hoc at no benefit
sponsorship,
to us,
which was dumb. We should have asked for sponsorship.
I know.
You're losing it a bit.
I think in the next edition of the peer review, we will go out and only profile cafes, restaurants and bars.
And do it by people bidding. Don't do it independent.
That actually put something up that is useful.
Exactly.
Like,
something
Rob,
up to the
if
viewers.
you'd like, Rob from Chapel Street Cellars and your Magic Beer Garden, if you'd like us to give you a plug, why don't you send us something in that we can give away, not for us personally, but we could give it away and say this has been kindly donated by Rob from his 177 patron bar bottle shop established in 2005. Give us something that we can give away so we can plug you properly.
Or something that you can give us. I'm happy with that. I don't need it to give away to anyone. I'm happy for us to take it.
In the interest, Gary, of transparency and the industry of taking no rebates, we're happy, Rob, for you to give us something that we can give to the viewers and that may then visit your beautiful establishment.
And us on top of it.
Yeah.
And us on top of it. Or just us.
Give us something we can give away, but the little bag, brown paper bag with the folding stuff in it, leave it by the bus stop in Kooyong Road.
Exactly right. Just let us know when it's going there. Hey, I also had Mook's Cafe, which is a fantastic cafe. Mook's, they've got the best...
is this another free plug? Have they given us anything?
No, they haven't given us
away?
anything at all, but they asked to be on our peer review list as well. But we'll give them a plug here because that is a fantastic...
Well, I believe, Gary, at Mook's, which is in Hawthorne Road, South Caulfield, just at the intersection of Seaview.
Under the Maple Complex, which is a beautiful complex, great apartments.
Beautiful building. I believe their chicken salad, Gary.
To die for.
Yeah.
It's the best, Chicken Mediterranean, chicken salad, Phil, or you can get the falafels or the schnitzel.
All right, Mook's, if you could send us in something that we can give away, maybe 10 free chicken salads that Gary can come down and pick up from you and stuff himself.
Give us the vouchers that I can...
in his car.
Love that. Should we talk about some auctions, Phil? Because we've got 27 of them coming up to wind out the year.
What a finish to the end of 2022.
Big finish, Phil. And we're going to... A lot of the stuff we passed in, that's going to get sold in the next few days, by the way. Because it's good value. And don't forget, the ones we mentioned to you. But 100 Grosvenor Street, Philip, that block of apartments goes up for auction this week. Now, I know you know a little bit about it.
Gary, I do. 7 one-bedrooms, 2 two-bedrooms, a beautiful part of Grosvenor Street. And Grosvenor Street, you can walk, or your tenants can walk to the tram, the train, the strip shopping centre of both the Glenara Road, Ripponlea, and also Carlisle Street, Balaclava. So outstanding location.
That's a twilighter, Philip, just in a couple of days' time. And of course, on the 14th of December, Philip, just upcoming, we've got 3 twilight auctions. Let's start off with Maxwell Grove. What a
Gary,
fine
love
dress.
this. First of all, I love Maxwell Grove.
So do
it's
I.
a really good quality street.
It's an underrated street, I
reckon.
We'll
give it a big rap, Gary, and make it worth what it should be worth. But that's a beautiful family home of 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, and it sits on 690 square metres of prime land.
Binney Street, Brighton East, another fine address. Leor Samuel auctions this terrific home.
Good on Leor and Aviv. They hit that property, and that is a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom family home that you can move straight into and just enjoy life from the minute you move in.
You hop off from Maxwell Grove to Blake Street, Philip, which is a 7 p.m, a twilight auction. And of course, you know, we love those twilight auctions. The sun is shining and things are so beautiful. It's nice and warm. Probably not this week, but we're still going to do it at 7 o'clock.
Gary, check out this home. It's on just over 1,000 square metres of land. The most incredible 5 or 6 bedroom home, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, swimming pool, wraparound garden that all orientates towards the north. That is an incredible property.
Phil, we've got a very busy weekend. Saturday morning, we've got one auction at 10 a.m. and then 4 at 10:30. But you know what? A weekend at Gary Pure & Associates would not be complete if we didn't have an auction in Beaumaris, Phil.
Gary, what an outstanding address. Home number 2 at 46 Riverview Crescent, Beaumaris.
Ah, yes.
And I've got to tell you, I've never been to Beaumaris before, and I won't be doing the auction, but I can tell you, Graham Callan and Dan Dyson, who've been handling that property, love that property, and that represents outstanding buy.
Well, you did ask at the sales meeting on Monday, where is Beaumaris? And the agents gave you the 2 suburbs it was the closest to, and you asked where those 2 suburbs were as well. So I think we'll just stick to you being a local boy, Phil. But
I am.
Well done to Graham, and he sells all over Melbourne. He's fantastic, and you'll go wherever you need to as well. But that is the 10 a.m. auction, Philip. There's 4 at 10:30. We're going to start off with you auctioning in Hunter Street. I am the Hunter Street, Carnegie.
4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. Looking forward to seeing Jack Slater and Dizzy Wang there.
And while you are going to be the hunter, Leor will be holding the flag up in Holding Street, Beaumaris. Well, lots of interest in this property.
What a classic house, Gary. I mean, Beaumaris is known for the kind of 50s and 60s architecture. Yep. This is an outstanding example of that. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, gorgeous parcel of land, everything to love about that home.
And if you're not in Beaumaris, Philip, maybe you may be in May Street in Bentley East, which is going off at 10:30. Jeremy Rosen's auctioning this one.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, single story, courtyard gardens. That's a ripper.
I won't see you there in May Street, but I'll be seeing you in Celia Street in Bentley East. My first auction, 10:30 a.m, Philip.
Gary, you're going to be meeting Leon Gusenfitter and Leor Bar there. That's a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom villa with a lock-up garage, a second car space in front, and plenty of garden area.
Double auction action at 11:30. We are all across Melbourne, Philip, in the southeastern Bayside suburbs. We are going to be in this time in Murrumbina, Philip, in Kinloch Avenue. You could have your bagpipe players there in Kinloch Avenue, Philip.
Gary, that would have to have been the most confused accent. I've got no idea what you were trying to do there. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, lock-up garage. That is the most luxurious and beautiful home.
Kinloch Avenue. Let's move on to 11:30 to Cheltenham, Philip. Barker Street, Cheltenham. I'm looking forward to doing that auction.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, gorgeous apartment.
4 auctions at 12:30, a busy time slot, Philip. Malvern Grove has been slated for auction, but it's under contract at the moment, so may well not get there. So we won't spend too much time talking about it, but if it does go to auction, what a great
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, and an incredible address.
Philip, Murrumbina Road is the auction that Graham Callan will be doing. That's 2 at 51 to 53 Murrumbina Road. This 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom and 1 parking space property in an affordable price range is happening at 12:30, as is 23rd Jervois Street in St Kilda East. Jeremy Rose's auction is this good-looking home.
Jervois, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, plenty of land and beautiful period features.
Robe Street, St Kilda is a terrific spot, Philip. You are auctioning this unique property at 12:30
Gary,
p.m.
this is an extraordinary property. It's a very large apartment, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a gorgeous looking building, a period building, but there's only 4 apartments and it's got the most extraordinary back garden.
Huge.
It's enormous.
Park size.
So, that's really a standout property.
Philip, at 1:30, we are going to be in Edgar Street. We could just have an office in Edgar Street because of all the sales we've done in that particular spot. Tell us about this one.
Well, Gary, there you've got a development opportunity because you've got 2 homes to be sold as one. This is units numbers 1 and 2 at 31 Edgar Street. That's 1,033 square metres of land. So whoever buys this, Gary, is buying a development opportunity, both because you've got 2 homes, you've also got this incredible parcel of land. So that's something that I think is an extraordinary opportunity.
Philip, I ducked down down Heatherbrae Avenue to get to Laura Street on the weekend, and I went past this good-looking home. What a fantastic classical property this is.
Gary, it doesn't get much better than this. 4 bedrooms, 2 beautiful bathrooms, and everything that opens and shuts there. And Heatherbrae is just the best address.
Another stunner, Philip, in Narrawong Road, a substantial 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with 2 parking spaces.
Gary,
auctions,
parquetry floors, just magnificent throughout. Fabulous floor plan, a great opportunity.
We're going to send you, Philip, across from St Kilda to East Malvern at 2:30. You are going to be auctioning this terrific property in the prestigious address known as Taronga Road.
Gary, we've got approved plans there for 4 townhouses. It's 766 square metres of land, so it could be a home, it could be just a home site for one, or a development opportunity because it comes with a permit and it's ready to go.
It's one of our 3 auctions at 2:30, Philip. The second one is in Coorga Road, Carnegie or Samuel auctions this terrific home.
Gary, it's exactly what we keep saying. Buyers should buy 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage. That is a really good property. Single-storey garden areas.
Graham Callan has this fabulous property at Munro Avenue, Carnegie, which is also a terrific street.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, plenty of garden area, Gary. Gorgeous renovation through there, so that's a good property.
We wrap up with double auction action, Philip, at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. You are going to be in Murray Street, Caulfield, lovely Treeline Avenue.
Gary, that is a good property. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That's also got a double lock-up garage, a great address, a great location, really good.
To Sunday, which we're going to have a very, very... not a very, very full day, but a busy day, Philip, because we've got some properties that have been very popular. Let's start off with Pine Street at 12:30, Leo Samuel Auctions. That terrific property in a great address.
Gary, that's an incredible property. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double undercover car parking. That is a terrific home with lots of opportunity.
Double auction action, Philip, but an hour apart. You won't have to go very far. You could actually go to Pine Street and then just walk next door to Brigg Street and then just stay in Brigg Street for the hour, Phil, because you're going to be at 19 Brigg Street at 1:30 p.m. auctioning this wonderful contemporary home.
Gary, that's only ever had one owner of that property. That is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double garage, totally immaculate. Brigg Street is a great location, just under 600 square metres of land, a really good opportunity.
58 Brigg Street heads off for auction at 2:30, Philip, and that is your second last auction for the year. Looking forward to that one.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, everything that opens and shuts. And again, Brigg Street, how much do we love that position?
Absolutely. That's going to be a big wrap on Sunday, Philip, for our auctions for the year. We are looking forward to closing the year out on a positive note in Brigg Street. And after that, Philip, you can just put your feet up, have a cocktail. Still lots of work to be done, of course, until Christmas, till we shut the office. And even over that time, Philip, between Christmas and New Year, there is still people on hand to service you.
Gary, real estate never sleeps.
No, never sleeps, you're right.
The public never sleep.
No.
And agents definitely never sleep.
No, we can't afford to
whilst the office, the door to the office, may be locked between Christmas and probably about the 5th of January. The mobile phone, which is a very interesting invention, Gary, it allows people to communicate with each other at any moment of the day.
Indeed.
Which is what buyers will be doing with real estate agents that are true professionals. We will take your call at any time, 24/7,
no problem.
365, because whether it's New Year's Eve, whether it's Christmas Day, whether it's your birthday, if you want to buy a property, we will be there for you.
Indeed, even if it's our birthday, we'll be there for you. We've got nothing really else to do on our birthday anyway. It's all those days of celebrating.
Well, exactly.
Long gone.
Our family has well and truly said, that's enough. You've had that many.
Yeah, exactly right. Too many birthdays now. Exactly right. Phil, what I will say is that this is the penultimate. Next week is our final edition. And after that, there's one thing that does go to sleep, and that's GPTV until right at the end of January, Philip, or the start of February. So we'll let you know next week when the first show for 2023
we will come back
is on.
Refreshed, reinvigorated, and magnificently suntanned because,
we both don a beautiful
just
tan.
Remember, viewers, a suntan is actually skin damage.
It's unhealthy.
So you might think you look good, but when you get a suntan,
I think you're
actually damaging your skin, and skin cancer is a big killer in Australia. So make sure you slip, slop,
Exactly
slap your way into 2023.
Go the whiteys, go the non-tan people like us. We're the anemic.
One day it'll become fashionable, Gary.
We're waiting
for
that.
We will be standout players.
Definitely we will. That's a big wrap on this week's edition of GPTV. Always good to bring you the news. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you for our final edition next week. I'm Gary Beer.
I'm Phil of Kingston. Have a fabulous week. See you next week.